Hi everyone, happy holidays to you all, and I promise to bring you a Christmas look or a holiday look or Hanukkah look or whatever kind of look. Festive, how's that? Festive, a festive look. Laura here from Boomx Beauty Beat, and it's great to see you guys. It's been a long time coming that I do a full look. Love if you joined the little family here, and thank you guys for all your support this year as well. Okay, so let's get rolling with this look. I just thought I would show you guys would laugh at me. This is my shirt I'm wearing today. It says, "My bed is my happy place." Who else feels like that? Me. Okay, rolling. So I'm gonna just start off with my soothing moisturizer. You guys know that I'm going to be using all Boomx Beauty products today, and that's all I've been using since I came out with it, and it has, you know, made me get a lot more used to it too, where I'm not infusing different lines into it, so I can kind of get familiar with all of its strengths and what I feel works really, really well. So I'm just putting the moisturizer on first. You guys know I have absolutely nothing on, and then this primer, wow, what a difference when I don't use it. It's amazing. So this is just, it's a mattifying face primer. It does mattify, but I just find that it makes the makeup look super smooth, and I love that. So whatever you guys like to do, I still like to give myself a glow, but yeah, so I don't find that it makes it look dry or anything, but it also doesn't make it look too shiny. So it's a little mixture both. So I'll show you guys what I've been doing for my weird base routine. This is going to be different, so I'll show you what I'm doing. So you guys know with makeup, with the face, it's all about building that complexion, building the dimension to the face. So slapping on 2 squirts of foundation and plopping it everywhere, yes, you guys can do that. And by all means, if you just want to keep it real simple, just do that. That's a simple way to do it. I have a couple of different sponges here with different tips to them in case I need them, because they do help me as a tool. And I will be carrying these because they are super soft, squishy, and lovely, and I love that. I don't like when sponges are too hard. It does work for some purposes, but for me, I like to kind of keep it soft and squishy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build dimension from kind of the base out to first make it, it'll hold really well. It'll also kind of help me to carve out the shapes of my face. As we age, they do shift and change, but we still can take advantage of our cheekbones. We can, you know, contour and do things like that that can help kind of make it more interesting, and that's what I'm going for. You know, I'm not trying to be a super runway model or anything like that, but it's interesting to me to create the shapes and shadows, and I kind of call it makeup therapy. Part of my mornings is I love to just sit in front, watch my YouTube videos like you guys do, and get ready slow, or give myself time to think and enjoy and create. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just pulling a couple of brushes that I'm gonna want to play with for creating dimension. These are all, of course, Boomx brushes here, and I've got a few here. They're like my little chisel friends, and always good to have, you know, different brushes ready for whatever you want to create. So I'll show you my merry mixture. So I'm going to give SKU names because SKU names are easier for me to look up. But basically, this is the full cover foundation. I don't know if I showed you guys too much of this, but I might have flashed it to you. Really, really good for creating contour. I just love it. And this color here is the FH129. So just to give you guys a heads up for when you're creating any kind of dimension in the face, you can use a full coverage foundation, you can use a medium coverage foundation, concealer, anything that makes you know you happy. But you guys can see here it gives a really kind of cooler, taupier tone to the skin. And I'm just gonna grab my mirror, hold on. So when we're getting into this hectic time, use the get ready process as your therapy, and you will notice it calms you. If you take it real slow, don't use your get ready as I gotta slap it on fast. Carve yourself out some time to just pamper yourself and to make yourself feel pretty and enjoy the process. So I'm just going to take my brush. This is one of the foundation brushes, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. This is just my under sculpting. So I'm actually just kind of painting. This is like the cheekbone area. I'm painting the skin into the kind of shape that I'm looking to create with this contour color. And I know this looks dramatic, but it covers right over once I put the foundation on top, so just ignore. So you can begin to underpaint like that. And believe me, we're going to be attacking the under eyes shortly here. Okay, so you can see the cheekbones a little bit. I got to take care of these under eyes a smidge because they're starting to drive me crazy with how dark they are. So I start to create a little bit of a palette on the back of my hand, and this easily washes off afterwards. So with that, I've got a little bit of the corrector cream in HC093, and I've got all the products up on the website now. They're just finessing the look of the website, so it's a matter of days where it's nearly done. So I'm just going to take this really bright orange correcting cream, and we're going to hit my under eyes for a minute here and just kind of get a little corrector going so that I can blank out some of the discoloration. So I've been doing, this is my routine I've been doing, is canceling the color with the orange and kind of putting on a bit and sort of blending that all the way around. I get discoloration around my eyes here. I do a double corrective process because you guys can see how much darkness is under my eyes, being that I'm Sicilian and I'm just naturally inclined. There is so many of us dark circle girls out there. I had no idea there were so many of me out there. I thought I was just like out here on my own. Hardly anybody ever had dark circles, but when you get on the internet, man, you can find a lot more people. So let's just get this fully covered up, just using my sponge and getting it kind of plastered. And I know that looks absolutely ridiculous, but watch what happens when I bring in the yellow. So now we're going to pop on the yellow. This is in the shade HC092. Just making sure I got that straight. And this is HC093, so you guys know the difference. And it's quite an intense yellow. It's like a banana, really bright banana yellow. And I pop this on top. It's like canceling the corrector. And it cancels out the corrector and it brightens the under eye. And this is what us dark circle girls can do to kind of combat that. I just need a little bit more. And I call this like the killer combo. This is before I put my concealer on, by the way. But you guys know, for a year and a half, I have been struggling trying to find something that takes away so that I don't have any cast down here, like in this area especially. It likes to fall, and this killer combination has done it to me. I mean, it is to me magic conceal. So you guys can see how that's kind of like blasting. It's like taking an explosion to that under eye and really canceling it out. You can bring the yellow around the lid a bit if you'd like to, just to kind of soften down that brightness of the orange. But basically, you know, all of those blood vessels coming to the surface make that hue, that kind of browny purple hue on me, and I can't live it down. Okay, so that's canceled too. It's good enough. It'll be good enough once I put the foundation and concealer on. It'll be great. Okay, so that's just canceled. It's not concealed. Okay, so let's get back to doing a little bit of chisel work. I kind of forgot to do the cancel stuff first, but who cares? We can do it in any order. So we've done a bit of the cheekbone, also can do a bit of the jaw. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and bring this across, and you guys can see you can kind of make your jaw look a little bit more square. And then here under the chin, all of this extra fluff we get under the chin. You know, retaining a little extra water during this time of year when we're eating things we don't normally eat, and just do all that. So I'm just carving this out. And yeah, hopefully you guys are just kicking back, relaxing, and doing some makeup therapy with me. Now, I'm just kind of doing this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be kind of sloppy actually. And then I just take my sponge and move it about a little bit so that the general gist is there. And make sure you kind of rub it behind the ear so that if you've got your hair back or anything like that, and just a touch on the ears. Because when you're taking photos, you don't want to catch, you don't want that weird little demarcation. And we can blend that a bit better later with bronzer and stuff like that. Okay, now I've been fiddling with my nose shape quite a bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, I've got, like I said, my palette's going on my hand like that. I've got that product, that full coverage foundation still there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to minimize, we'll just take a smaller brush. We'll take this one. We're going to just take the sides of the nose and put a little bit of this taupey product in there, and it will just shadow it a bit. It's not that my nose is wide, but it gets really big and long looking in pictures, like a puppy. I get like a puppy nose. So that is something I like to kind of give a little bit of an illusion, at least, to creating a better look. So the look that we're going for today, what I'm trying to get is I want to get, you know, kind of a really romantic, neutral, soft eye, really sculpted, I guess a soft sculpted neutral eye with a kick of splash of sparkle and a bold red lip. That's what we're going to try to do anyway. Because I got this red dress in the mail, and you guys know I have never worn dresses before because I've always been extremely plus size. So this is the first time, and I'm starting to buy, I've got about 3 or 4 dresses now. I'm starting to buy them. So I'm just giving my little bit of dimension to my forehead so that I don't look too flat. I don't have a high forehead. I've got pretty small forehead actually, but I don't like that flat look. So we've done a little bit of the sides of the nose, the top of the forehead, and I'm just going to tick a little bit underneath here so that my nose can kind of have the illusion of stopping. And again, like when you're getting ready, if you can just, instead of speeding through it, kind of meditate through it, if that makes any sense, and create a little bit of a sense of like honoring your face and honoring your process of creating whoever you want to create. So I think it is very therapeutic. The next thing I'm going to show you guys that I'm doing that's weird is I'm taking this kind of like, it's like a bronzy color, okay? It's like an orangey bronzy color. It's in shade FK123. So as you can see, like it's a bit of a process getting all of this on, but it's fun. So taking this, what I'm doing with that is I'm just taking a little bit, let me just get a different brush. I'm going to get something like this, like a soft, it's like a little bit of roundness to it. And what I'm doing with that now is I'm going to create graduation. So you see it's kind of really taupey here. Now I'm going to grab this kind of orangey bronzy tone and bring it up a little bit on the cheekbone so that I don't go from dark to light. It's kind of a movement, like a graduation. And it bronzes up the cheek area just a little bit as well. And it makes it look more believable once it's all complete. So it's a little bit more of the under coloring. And I keep these 3 colors on my hand as I'm getting ready so that I can make these weird little adjustments. So all I've done now is I've just taken that depth and I've lifted it a little bit. So now we're going to go to the lightest. So it's kind of like a little color wheel here of 3 tones. So that's my 3 tones: dark, medium, oops, and then the light. So the light color that I'm wearing today is FK112. And now we can begin doing a little bit of the foundation. So you can use whatever you want. I've got obviously my brush here from earlier. You can use that if you want to, and begin, you know, kind of painting. Now you guys know, if you've watched me before, I always use foundation under my eyes because it already covers some for me, and then when I put the concealer, I put it on top so then I can gauge if I've covered everything. So you guys can see as I'm adding in this foundation on top here, it's now it's creating a nice graduated, natural looking graduated coloring instead of just going from deep here and then really light on top. I like that kind of soft warming of the skin, and then putting this on top, it starts to become like skin, more normal looking. So it doesn't look like this weird shaped face over here. But again, if I need to grab and do any additional coloring or blending, I've got my palette. You guys don't have to use your hand. You know, I grew up using my hand, and so it's odd to me to use a palette. If you're working on someone else, obviously do what's most sanitary and best for you. But for me, I definitely like to use my hand because it keeps it warm as well. So now I'll just put a little bit on my eyelid just so that it begins the base process, and a little bit of blending, and you guys can see how that's kind of like canceling everything out. I'll quickly do the other side and come right back. Okay, using HC 105, I'm going to conceal now, and I've got it here on my hand in the middle. And so basically I'm going to just take my 4th finger and just gently put that down where I need it to go. This color is just, it's a tiny bit peach, just also gives that one little bit extra of corrector. Even though I'm corrected, every little tiny bit helps, so I find anyway. So I'm just taking this and putting it all over, but we're not done. I want to show you guys some unique little new tricks for today, just to give you something new to try and see if you like it. And you know, so if you've got some colors in your makeup from the summertime that are too dark for you now, this is the day you might want to pull it out, because those kinds of tones really do help you with sculpting. And so you might want to you know, take advantage of those colors. They're just sitting there and not doing anything, so it might be a good idea. Okay, I feel fairly happy with that right now. I just finished off the face, and so now we're just going to do our powder. This is the PF 100 with Boom X Beauty, and this is actually the foundation, powder foundation that is you can use on its own, but because it's a pressed formula that's a little creamier, it works really well for mature skin. So I love it. I put a little bit on my wet sponge. I dab it a little bit, and I just seal it without over powdering, you guys. You want to make sure that you don't put too much powder. I know this is extra, you guys, but it is a special day. It's Christmas coming and parties and all of that. So I'm going to show you this little trick as well. This is like it's a really dark powder foundation, same formula. This is PF 140, and what I'm going to do is take a little bit up on a small blush brush. And what I want to make sure I don't do is take away all of the dimension building that I did. So what I'm doing now is right in those areas where just above the contour area is I'm just giving the perimeter of my face a little bit of dimension so that it doesn't get too flat looking and boring, and it keeps up with the cheekbone area and building that, and basically trying to, yeah, reinforce that dimension. And then I'm going to just grab a bronzer and begin the bronzing process. All right, I like to add just a little bit of bronzer underneath my blush as well, so that I don't have to add as much blush, and I find that, you know, the dimensions of my face are pretty cohesive. So I'm going to use the bronzer in BRZO2 and basically just give a little bit of a oomph. It's got just a touch of satin shimmer to it to give a little bit more reflect to the skin, and I'm just going to do a little touch of bronzing all over just to give that underglow, that warmth. Looks like been in the sun, but surely we haven't. This is not a hurried look, you guys. This is a you know, chill, play music, enjoy the shapes of your face, relax. So if you're into a quickie look, probably this isn't the one. I'm taking the brow gel, my brow gel that I have, and what I do next is just kind of comb up the hairs on my eyebrows to kind of get them into place. Helps take off some of the extra powder might have fallen on there from doing my base. I haven't really tweezed my eyebrows lately, so they're probably a bit unruly, but we're just gonna roll with it anyway. So I am going to take the eyebrow pencil. This is the, I believe this is the medium brown. I will double check that, but I think it is. This is, it's got this little, I don't know if you guys can see, it's got like a little bit of a triangular shape on the end, and that helps to hug the eyebrow, and it's a really good formula. It covers the hair, but it's not so tough to put. Like when I'm putting on my eyebrows, it comes off as I want it to come off instead of too much too soon kind of thing, or too difficult. And so I'm just gonna use the other side to brush this out. So what I'm gonna do now is kind of create a bit of a straight line. I'm liking my eyebrows really big lately. I don't know why. It's just the rhythm I'm in. So I kind of do the underpinning here of the eyebrow, this line here, and I sort of go straight across. Then I crisscross to this upper part to create the arch, and then I drag it out. And this kind of roughs out the shape for me. Oh, my nose is running, allergies. All right, so I've got the eyebrows on. Let's get rolling with the eyes. So what I'm going to do with the eyes is a little bit different than what you guys have seen me do before. What I'm trying to do here is create as much natural dimension to the eye shape as I can possibly get away with. So we're actually going to take this powder color, which is something that we touched earlier, and I'm just going to wash a little bit more of that powder into the transition area. This is the color that we used earlier in the eyes, and reinforcing that with a powder in the same family. So yes, you can take your face powder, and it is the eyes of your face. You can put a little bit on the eyes. And what I like about that is it coordinates with the rest of your face, and it looks like your natural skin in so many ways. So just taking a touch of that warm bronzy powder color. So having a couple of extra colors in your makeup wardrobe that can help. I'm just going to take a fluff brush and swash it through and blend it through. And you guys can see it gave me kind of an eyeshadow look without it being eyeshadowy, because I do want, I think, the red lips to be the popper on this one, and if I put too much on the eyes, then I just look you know, like a makeup face. And people are like, oh, that's a lot of makeup. I want it to look really finished and glamorous, but in a natural way, and let the red lips speak for themselves. So my next trick up my sleeve is to take these two colors here. It's the black and the brown. And I'm going to do a little bit more sculpting. So starting with this kind of, it's a little bit flatter brush, taking that brown up. I've got the brown on the brush. I tap it off on my hand just to make sure I don't have too much. Then we're going to do a little bit of shaping, and it's sneaky. So we're just taking that cream product and giving it a little bit of shadow on the outer corner and building. Now we've got, if we're mature, we've got loose skin here. Don't worry about it. You're just building a really soft, muted kind of contour within the eye shape itself, so that it gives you a bit of an eye lift. And then go back in with your concealer color. Where is my concealer? Here it is. Taking it and cleaning up that area consistently enough. You can use a pencil brush, you can use whatever is convenient. I've got a little bit of concealer on my hand here. Taking it and going on the outer edge of that and lifting this up, because what happens is, as we age, as our skin sags here, this area becomes really muddy and confused and not very clear. So doing these little techniques can give you just the lift you need to make that magic happen and to give it an edge. And since we're doing something kind of glamorous, we want to make sure that we cross all our I's and dot our T's. Do you see how my mind works? You know what I'm saying. Cross the T's, dot the I's. So like that, and then we've got that little bit of a lift illusion, and we're creating this all just with the creamy products and the neutral products to kind of illusion our eyes up. Now we can go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. All right, I thought I would grab a mosaics today, and we'll get the mosaic in number 4 here. And what I'm going to do is reinforce some of these neutral colors into my eye shape, just to finesse the shape a little bit. So taking this color here, it's a sort of soft kind of terracotta tone. I'm going to take that and just give it a light extra wash in the crease area here. I'm just working this one eye, and then I'll do the other eye off camera. So it gives a really pretty warmth, but try not to disturb that shape that you've created. You can go in and just take this little bit of shimmer here, because I don't want to overdo it. This shimmer that's above it, oops, this coppery color, because it is very festive. Frog in my throat. I'm going to take that little bit of a copper color up on my finger and touch my eyelid a bit, so that I've got a touch of magic, because it is Christmas. We want to have holidays with a bit of sparkle. Then I'm going to go in with this gold color that's really pretty and take that on the inner corner. Such a pretty color. And that will add a little Christmas magic to your look. So when we go into doing our actual eyeliner, I want to start, we're going to take this cake eyeliner in black, this one here. We're going to take that one, and using a pencil brush, just give the whole eye a cohesive lift with the rest of the eye. Let me grab my right brush here. Okay, so taking a little bit up on the brush, I'm going to take it and do a really sort of thick lift wash. So this eyeliner technique is great for not making your eyeliner look too harsh. If you're finding a lot of times you want to have that kind of flick eyeliner, but you don't like how strong it looks, try putting something like this down, and then you get a lift subtly with it. everything kind of cohesive. Now I'm going to go back in and go closer to the lash line and build in a bit more drama close to the lash line. Taking a smudgy black pencil all within, I'm just going close to the lash line and continuing that same kind of lift flick. And then I'm also going to try to draw a little bit on the upper lash line where your little bit of skin, you know, when you rim the eye, so your upper eyelid rim, so that the eyes kind of don't have a space there, and when you're building it up, it also punctuates your eye shape. Okay, I do want my eyes to be like punctuated, so we're going to rim the entire eye. And then if you want to try to give it a little bit of a foxy edge, just to give it an edge, I'll show you what to do here. So just using your eyeliner pen, this little black pen that I have, you just want to take it and make a little point in the inner corner. And that edge, it makes your makeup look a little edgier, and then take the outer quarter and lift it up, following the lines of everything else. And lift it on the end, and then keep it really close to the lash line for the rest. So you're giving yourself kind of a reinforced lift through all of the movements that you've done, and everything's kind of leading in that direction. Alright, my eyes are on, and so what I'm going to do now is put these lashes on. These are part of the collection, and they are the, oh, is it going to focus? HD10 lashes. You guys can see them before I put them on. They're really, they're there, and they're flirty, but they're not super bold. So remember to take from the opposite side to put on the left eye. And then you want to make sure that you take the lash and you wiggle it so that you kind of release the tension of the band. Now I don't carry glue because you can't get glue because of regulations and things like that. So you guys will have to source out whatever glue you enjoy, but my favorite is the callus glue. This one came in black. I thought I would try black for a change. You can do clear or you can do black, whatever you prefer. So grabbing your lashes with the tool, this one's been sitting for a couple minutes, so it should be plenty good to go. And then I've already given it a little bit of exercise by wiggling it back and forth. Whoops, I got something sticking. And then we're going to try putting this on. I'm watching to where the edge of my lash matches and seeing how it fits. Okay, if it fits okay, I think it does. Okay, the lashes are on, everything's on. Now we're going to add our Christmas magic, right? So this, these colors here, this is the liquid shimmer, and there's also this color. I think I'm going to lean towards the gold since we're kind of punching gold today. So let's go gold, and I'm just going to put, where did I, oh there it is. Just going to put a little of this on as our razzmatazz. So just adding this right onto the inner corner. Then you could have a brush if you want to. Any kind of brush will do. Just take it and kind of finesse that a little bit and decide where you want it to lay. Giving it just that little bit of extra oomph. You could blend this up higher if you want to. Anything you want to do. But it gives you that extra magic. I want it to be quite neutral. So I'm using K322, and you guys can see it's got more of a neutral undertone. And I'm just going to do a 3/4 lip line to anchor the lip so that the red can rub off in a nice way. so the lipstick can hang in there and not rub off with all of the food and drink and everything going on. I'm going to go down with the lip stain, and this is kind of an orangier red. Look at that stain, you guys. I mean, I'm just going to give it a chance to dry down. And then what I do with this kind of pop of color is I'm going to coordinate that with a lipstick. LSP77 is the SKU. And the website is, like I said, done. It's just being finessed right now. Like, all the products are up. So they're just designing some of the photos and things like that. Okay, so once this dries and you're happy with the shape and everything else, then you can go on and put a lipstick over top. And this kind of layering makes it so that your lipstick won't move. And if you want to, you can go in and perfect your lip line a little bit if you're trying to do like a super amazing perfect lip. So I'm just going to take my lip brush and take it into the lip line. So taking the lip gloss now, just so that it's got a little bit of juice. You want to feel juicy with red. It gives that beautiful reflect. Go around that edge so that it doesn't, you know, get too messy. All right, let's just finish off with a bit of blush and maybe a touch of bronzer. We'll see. And then I'll get dressed and show you guys the whole look. Hopefully you're gonna like it. We'll see what happens. So for blush, I think we're gonna stay into this family here to keep in theme with what we've got on the lips. So just taking up a little bit of that blush there, I'm going to tap it off onto my hand, and I'm just going to warm my cheek area, my apples of my cheeks, and lift it up. Try to give myself a nice blush of color. Hi guys, all right, we did it. What a feat. I'll just top off with a little bit of lip gloss on the very, very top. But I think that these earrings, oh my Lanta, yeah, they're heavy. But they're super fun and festive, and you know, I just did a high pony with a little pony piece, and I'll show this to you. It's really long, you guys, so you can, well, let me stand up, I'll show you the whole dress. So I've got this little, now back up, I'm starting to get away, oh, I'm gonna tuck this in, we'll fix that, it's okay. So this is the final look. I can't believe I'm starting to have a waist. It's beginning. And it's a long dress. So what I'll do is I'll get a picture. I'll get a picture of it so you guys can sort of see the whole thing. But I mean, I'm into this for Christmas. This feels Christmassy to me. It feels fun. And yeah, just that pop of red makes it super festive. Obviously the earrings are over the top, but that's like, have you met me? Please. I do things like this. But I hope you guys like it. I had a lot of fun creating this look, and I from the bottom of my heart wish you guys the best holiday ever. And no matter what's happening, I know many of us can't be with our can't be with all of our families because, you know, some of it involves travel that we can't do. But what we can do to make ourselves feel better is just come up with a look that makes us feel good. So the red's the focus, and, you know, romantic gold on the eyes. And I hope you guys loved it. Thanks so much for partaking, and soon the website will be up and all these products can be yours. So we'll see you guys for now, and thank you so much for joining me. It was a blast. It really put me in a lot better mood, and I hope it does the same for you. All right, see you guys. Bye for now.